Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got a juicy book of the month package today. As always, I know what's in there because I placed the order, but I'm gonna share it with you guys. And then I have therapy in like 8 minutes, but after therapy we are going to start a new read. And I'm really indecisive about what to start. I have Mabel, which is April's book of the month, and I also have Mocha, which I haven't started. But hey, we also might start one of these. Let's open her up. I kind of forgot the things that I bought this time, actually. Where's her sister? Oh, let me get her sister. First book in this box is The Burning Side by Sarah Damoff, who also wrote The Bright Years, which was my debut of the year last year. Would that be last year? Yeah, I guess so. This book made me cry. So when I saw that she wrote another book, and again, this is called The Burning Side, it says, from the author of The Bright Years comes the story of April and Leo, a couple on the brink of collapse when their house goes up in flames. Family secrets and thorny history emerge as they are forced to decide what is worth salvaging. I'm excited about this. Like I said, the storytelling and writing in this was so good that I can only expect the same thing. But we know, because I've said on this channel before, sophomore novels are hard. And when you come out of the gate swinging with The Bright Years, again, my debut of the year, it can either be really good or really bad. So we will find that out together. Next up inside my box is No Matter What by Cara Bastone. Now, I did start this in April, but I've been telling you guys that I was reading it and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I'm still not sure yet. But I got her other two books, Promise Me Sunshine and Ready or Not, which one of the best romances of all time. So I figured that I would want to have No Matter What, and not only in a physical copy, but in my book of the month sort of copy, so that they could all match. So this is like Married in Trouble, sort of, and they're telling the story of falling back in love together after a horrible accident. So I'm about 55% into this one. So maybe we'll finish some more of this today. I'm not really sure, but yeah, finally my little trilogy is completed, so I can finish reading this one and we'll get this done in May for sure. Last book in here is A Good Person by Kirsten King. I don't really know why this really spoke to me, but it says an eclectic binge of a debut about a millennial anti-hero who seeks revenge on her ex-situationship with a hex, only for him to actually literally die. So I think I was just interested in the premise, and maybe I was feeling trigger happy getting 3 books this month, but I have been reading them and actually taking advantage of my subscription. So we're gonna get these read. And yeah, we'll decide what to start and or finish after my therapy appointment. Alexa, what's the time?
The time is 2:58 p.m.
I got that done in like 8 minutes. Wow. Just got done with therapy. It was a great session. I have been thinking a lot about friendships and just what it means to be a friend. I think it's so interesting how my thoughts and like what's intriguing me at the moment is what's reflected in my read. So I'm interested to see if friendships are going to be a recurring theme in May's reading wrap up. We'll see. I also really want to start like a book club. I want to start a book club. I want to pick Cameron's book of the month and we have a book club and we read it and we discuss it at the end. I think I'm going to do that. It would be so fun for the summer, and it's just something that I want to do. I need a fun project and it's going to be that. So sign up. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can be a member of my book club. Okay, so I'm in the mood to do a bit of reading, and here's what we currently have going on. 55% into this. I'll be honest, this is not my first choice to read, What I am really called to, well, actually there are 2 books that I'm really called to. I wasn't expecting this to come in the mail today, so I obviously am really looking forward to that. But before that, Mad Mabel has been the book that's drawing my eye. So I want to read it. I want to get into it a little bit. Now, my hold up here is that I do have a Libby hold that could be coming in a couple weeks, but I also have a bunch of Audible credits that I need to use. So I'm not really worried about that. I think I'm just going to get the audio hold and start the book, and also maybe cancel Audible because I don't really need it anymore. Let's see actually when my hold for Mad Mabel was supposed to come, or is supposed to come. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow at 8:30. Oh my gosh, 7 weeks. So we're just gonna go ahead and go to Audible and use one of the credits I have and get Mad Mabel. I think that I've read something by Sally Hepworth before that I didn't like. So this is gonna be really interesting. Let's fact check that. I love fact checking myself. I really do, because it's just like a constant test of, do you really know yourself? Let's see if I've read anything. I have. I've read Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, and I didn't rate this, but I don't think I liked it. I also read The Soulmate by her, and I gave that away. I gave it 3 stars. Do I like her as an author? Early reviews of Mad Mabel looking good. I'm seeing 5 and 4 stars. So let me give it a chance. I was about to read the synopses, but I won't even do that. So I'm gonna get my AirPods going and start. Gotta emboss my page. Watch. So cute. Says Cameron's Library. That's me. So the world literally works in insane ways. Y'all know I was just saying, probably after I edit this, I probably just said like a minute ago that friendships, I wonder if that's going to be a recurring theme in May. Let me read this to you. And don't worry, this is from page 7, so this isn't a spoiler. Here's a little spoken fact for you. Friends are like oxygen. If you've been blessed enough to have always been surrounded by friends, you might think I'm overplaying this. I don't blame you. If you'd always been surrounded by air, you wouldn't think to credit it for your very existence either. But I've spent much of my life gasping for breath, so I promise you it's true. Friends are like oxygen, and the only reason I'm still alive is Daphne. So I'm guessing that Daphne is her friend, but I'm also guessing that we are going to get into friendships in this book. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So we're getting what I literally asked for. So it seems like May is going to be about friendships. At least that's one of the themes that we're going to see coming out of this month. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Here is a reading update. I'm going to keep it so completely honest with you. Mad Mabel, not enjoying it at all. Like, at all. And most of it is because I just don't really know what's going on, or I think I know what's going on, but there's no way that could be going on because that would make this story so boring. So I'm just waiting for something good to happen. And y'all know I went into this so hopeful, knowing that I'm not Sally Hepworth's biggest fan in general, but I went into this so hopeful. And this has been the year of like older women in thrillers. I'm thinking about Freida McFadden's Dear Debbie. She was older, you know, killer, whatever. Same type of vibe going on here, but with a past or a now and a then POV. But I mean, so far I am bored. We know that Mabel is like the past, and then she's now going by Elsie. Yeah, Elsie as an adult. And then when she was younger, her sister died, but people blamed it on her and called her Mad Mabel. So that's what I know. And then I did listen to like a good chunk of this while I was at the dentist, and I couldn't really hear anything. Oh, and in the present time, her neighbor has died, and everybody thinks that it's her fault because she's Mad Mabel. Like I said, I'm kind of bored by this. I'm actually really bored by this, but this is the other book that we have going on no matter what. So I think with the reading time that I'm about to have right now. We're gonna read a little bit of this because I'm just so bored by Mad Mabel. I'm so bored by it. And it kind of feels like my bedtime story because I put it on before I get ready to go to sleep. Because again, I'm so bored. I think we'll try to get more into this since I finally got my hands on the physical copy, and that's what I was waiting for. We need to go ahead and finish it. And I don't know when my Libby hold runs out. Let's see. Oh, 10 days, plenty of time. 55% out of this one, 35% out of this one. And to read today, or at least for now, is going to be this one. Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, and let's talk about my current reads. Mad Mabel is not being enjoyed by me, so much to the point where I may even DNF, because I'm asking myself, if I finish, what am I going to gain from finishing? And right now, that answer is nothing. I'm not intrigued. I'm not intrigued. Currently 87% into No Matter What, which means that the book is slowly but surely wrapping up. And, you know, I can't give an official rating until I finish that last 13%. But right now, this feels like it's sitting at a 3-star rating, and definitely my least favorite of the 3. And the problem is that when you come out of the gate swinging, and don't get me wrong, Ready or Not is not her first book, but when you come out of the gates swinging like that, you have to keep it going. There are a lot of parts that I really do like, so it would probably lean closer to the 3.5 and the 3.5 area. And I think there is good like PTSD representation. So there are parts that I enjoy. But the first 35%, I was not intrigued. I just wasn't intrigued. And I'm seeing a lot of people talk about miscommunication, and y'all know that I hate miscommunication. So funnily enough, that wasn't something that really bothered me, because in fact, I was even saying how well they were communicating. Obviously, once we get to the point of having a conversation, and yes, a lot of things could have been cleared up with a conversation, but because of where the book started, we already knew that they were distant. I didn't really have an issue with that. I don't feel like that's miscommunication. Like that was the plot, you know? Like they didn't have, I'm trying to make it make sense, but I just think miscommunication is so specific and it's terrible. But this, like if this was miscommunication, I think it would really, really bother me. And this didn't bother me. I felt like when it was time for them to have the conversation, when we were at that point of the plot, they did, and so well, and like allowed each other to fully express and communicate. So I thought it was a healthy example of communication, which is the opposite of miscommunication. So yeah, I didn't have any problems with that. But the first 30% really kind of did just drag. And I'm not sure what she's doing with the whole Vin telling a story. I'm not following that. I'm not following that. So yeah, it's feeling like 3 stars for No Matter What. It may get finished today, it may not. And then I don't know what's happening with Mad Mabel. I also am still reading Mocha, but haven't picked it back up in a couple days. And then I really want to start the Burning side potentially, or maybe a reread of something. Maybe a reread of something. I've been saying for a while that I want to get some rereads done, so maybe it's time for that.
Right?
I think I'm about to watch The Housemaid. I'll tell y'all what I think. Good pause from the movie to say that I am actually enjoying it. I wasn't expecting that, but The Housemaid is such a good read, and it made for a very easily like transferable medium, I guess. I mean, it's pretty spot on to the book, and I think it's done really well. And it's also given me a new appreciation for the book too, because you get to see the characters in a different way. And like Sydney Sweeney is on my screen, yes, and they obviously had to take advantage of her being in the film, you know, her body's out, but I think it's good. I think the transition from Millie to Nina, well done. Solid. We're gonna see how it wraps up. And then even Andrew, like the switch between Andrew, I think all of it was just done very, very well. And if I didn't know what was happening in the if I didn't know what happened in the book, I think I would have been just as like surprised by just seeing the movie. So I think that's good. I don't think this is gonna be a hot take, or maybe it is. I think the movie was good. I didn't really see any people reviewing it or talking about it. I know I asked a while ago if y'all were gonna go see it, and now, you know, I missed it in theaters. I'm watching it at home. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I really did. And I've seen Sydney Sweeney like in Euphoria and that other movie with the capybara looking man. But she did not annoy me. She didn't know, like, I think it was a good movie. Maybe it's because I know the book, whatever, but still, like I said, even if I didn't know the book, I still think it was a great movie. And Amanda, whatever her name is, Andrew was great. I do like know that there are some things they changed. Like, I just remember something specifically with Andrew and books being in the room, and they like zoomed in on the books at a certain point, but like not to the way that it happened in the book. And then I also feel like Enzo wasn't really involved as much, and Enzo in the movie is the guy from 365 Days, and he really had probably like one line in the whole movie, so I don't feel like he was in the movie. I don't know if I'm gonna get No Matter What finished today. That might be a tomorrow thing because I'm getting sleepy. So hi everyone, happy Sunday. Today is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to those that celebrate. If you are having a rough Mother's Day, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. The sun will come up tomorrow. Let's talk about my reads. I probably titled this video something like my reads this week were disappointing, or disappointing reads. So let's talk about why. So I even put this book on hold, No Matter What by Cara Bastone, to get a physical copy. You guys have heard me talking about this. I wanted a copy to annotate. I wanted to feel the vibes. And so just a little bit about this. It says a traumatic accident tests the limits of love and resilience as a couple fights to rebuild what was broken and rediscover themselves in this tender, slow burn romance by the best-selling author of Ready or Not or Promise Me Sunshine. So I gave this book 3 stars. I did not have a fun time. There were moments that made me appreciate the genre, or the trope. I think it would be a trope. The trope of like marriage in trouble and that type of thing, because I think what makes that trope is understanding how much love a marriage should have. And, you know, you kind of get to come into the read thinking that the character should already have that background, and they do. And then this car accident, you know, impacts them in their lives and their families and the people around them. So the story was there, the plot was there. I just don't like the way that it was told. And so I talked about in another video how I was confused about this back and forth, like hearing from Vin but then getting Roz's POV. That made sense in the end of Vin having, you know, his outlet to express himself. And I also saw a lot of the early reviews talking about miscommunication. And if you hate miscommunication, this will not be the book for you. But y'all know that I hate miscommunication, and I didn't feel that way. In fact, I felt like one of the strongest parts of this book was the communication, right? So of course there were a lot of things that they had to work through together. Once we finally talked things out, yeah, it could have been a conversation, but that was part of the plot. So it wasn't like miscommunication. They already started in this all over the place type of moment. And the characters really just felt two-dimensional. I don't feel like Roz's storyline with like creating the food and everything just felt all over the place. It felt like I was reading multiple stories and trying to connect them, and I didn't enjoy that. So I gave it 3 stars. I should do a video on like what my rating scale means, but to me 3-star can either be like, it's just in the middle. It's like not good, not bad, not necessarily memorable, not necessarily unmemorable, but it's not one that I would jump to recommend. And definitely of the 3 in this, I don't know if this is technically a series. I don't know. Of the 3 that she's released recently, this one is for sure my least favorite. Then we've got this that is still technically sitting in my currently reads shelf on Goodreads, but I have not touched it, and my hold expires in 2 days. I don't, that's all I've got to say on that. Oh my gosh, I'm not having fun with this at all. So much so that I might even ask Book of the Month to like take this back. I'm not enjoying it at all. I just don't think that Sally Hepworth is the author for me, and I kind of knew that up front, but I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and just that, like, you know, fun premise, an older woman, domestic thriller, whatever. I'm now about 40% in, and I couldn't tell you anything. So we're not reading books just to say that we read them. I want to actually, if I don't like it, I don't like it, but I at least need to feel like I'm understanding it, and this feels like I'm biting bricks to get myself to read it, so I'm just not enjoying it. It's probably going to be a DNF. It probably already is a DNF. I'm just not saying it yet. So with that being said, I am sitting in the point of needing a read to start. And I think it's going to be one of these two, either A Good Person or The Burning Side. Probably leaning more towards this one, just because like an emotional read, that's always going to be my go-to, and I think I'd enjoy it. But A Good Person is a wee bit shorter, I think. Let's fact check. 290 pages, and then A Burning Side has 315. So they're around the same. I'm gonna start one of these today, right now, soon. And I will come back and tell you what I think, first impressions, thoughts, that type of jazz. Okay, bye. Hey guys, hey. Let's get adjusted. So I am coming back to film the outro because I kind of don't like when I end a video without an outro. It just feels very naked to me. So here's the outro. And then I did start reading A Good Person, I know yesterday or the day before, whatever that was. I told y'all I was gonna start this. And I don't think I'm any more than 25-ish% in. I'm about to double check right now. We are 20%. My math was kind of good. We're 20% into the read. And so far we have met Henry, who is the ex that is going to die. Not a spoiler, by the way. Not a spoiler, literally right here. But I didn't really think we would be getting to see a lot from Henry. So this is surprising. And he's your typical like situationship. It's nice to see. I've talked about this before, but like, it's nice to see dating through literature, through different perspectives, because some of the ways that she like rationalized Henry's behavior is something that I think is just part of the girl experience when you are a hopeful romantic and you want to be in love. But most of the time, he literally didn't have her best interest at heart. So to where I got, they were hooking up. You know, she's talked about her past a little bit and why relationships didn't work and why she just felt like Henry was the one. But very early on in the book, as we know now, before 20%, Henry is like, we're done. So I'm assuming that his death is gonna come and then we're gonna see the repercussions. So that's what I know. First impressions, I am enjoying it. I don't know. I feel really indifferent. I don't feel that I've read enough to form a strong opinion, but I'm not enjoying myself. I know that cancels itself out. I'm having an okay time. When I know more, I will let you guys know. So like I said, this is the outro to the video. I don't even know what this is gonna be when I chop and slice it up, but I hope that you enjoy, like it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because why would you continue to miss out? Other places that you can find me are down in the description below. My Instagram, TikTok, my Book of the Month link. A lot of the books in this video were from Book of the Month. I am not sponsored by them yet, but I hope that it's coming soon. And if you use my code down below, you can get your first book for $5. What else do y'all need to know? I said that my next video was gonna be a May TBR. This is not a May TBR. Sorry. So if you were looking for that, it's now May 11th. So is a May TBR coming? I don't know, but a summer TBR is coming. I can almost promise you that. Like the video, comment something, tell me what your favorite color is today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Now I'm standing next to Jay, I'm standing next to B. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. That's good for my ego.